Oh,
Hey, Dr. Chiu. What's going
hey,
on, my man? How you doing, my man?
I'm good. How about you?
You're looking good, man. You're looking good.
You're looking incredible.
Yeah, well, I had to go in and get a little relaxed, today. I didn't want to put on a suit and tie, So I said, let me just go in and get relaxed. Try to fix my shirt here. Let's see. A little crooked. All right, there we go. Now I'm
You
a little
know,
better. I think I'm still crooked. I don't know.
our topic tonight is on
Anyway,
anxiety,
we'll
so
figure
we
it
don't,
out.
we don't want to we don't want to look all stiff when we're talking about anxiety, right?
Yeah, I don't want to be stiff. I'm not stiff. I'm not stiff at all. I'm gonna try to take this thing
Right.
off. Oh, I gotta get this over my hair. This is hard. Wait, hold on. Try to get this over my. Oh, I gotta. Oh, look at that. Oh.
Oh,
Anyway, tonight is anxiety, man. So I think we're gonna have
yeah.
a great show tonight. I think it's a great topic. We got a great special guest today. He's all the way from New York and L.A. and all over the world. He's been in a lot of places, man, and he's suffered a lot of different things, great and bad. The struggle is real out here in these streets. You know what I mean? Even for me, Dr. Funk. You know what I mean? Mr. Funk, I
Mm,
got a lot of anxiety going on. Look at my hair, man. You see my hair? It's got anxiety, man.
mm.
Oh man. But I'm just excited that we're gonna have this topic tonight.
Yeah,
And
we can get him to sing "Stand by Me" and "You Raise Me Up," huh?
I think that's gonna be Bird.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
But yeah, I want to
The
I want
song
to
"Stand by Me." "Stand by Me" comes from gospel. Actually, there's a phrase inside there. I was reading up on the history of this. There's a phrase, to not fear that the earth be removed and through the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea. That from Psalms was actually transposed over to be part of "Stand by Me."
Nice. I didn't know
Yeah,
that. You just taught me something.
really.
You just taught me something. All right,
Uh,
Doc. You don't teach me just science. You teach me a little history lesson. Okay, I'll take that. I'll
Look, the
take that.
science says that depending on what kind of lyrics we use and what kind of music, we can introduce calm into our system. We can counter
Yeah,
anxiety.
always,
Yeah.
always.
Mm.
I noticed that when my grandmother would go to church, she'd get anxiety to go to church because she would
Mm.
be late. Or we would be late. She'd have anxiety, making sure she get there on time. And the minute she walked through that door, everything went down.
Mm.
It was like she walked into a peaceful sanctuary. And it is a peaceful sanctuary. So everything was
Yes.
like go copacetic. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your anxiety this week? Oh,
Oh
I know
my
what your
God.
anxiety was.
Yeah. Right. Oh. Yeah. 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 Right. How to present the stuff. Yeah. Yeah. That's related to some common ground. I got all kinds. I got the show last night. I had the show the night before. All that's anxious.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. But then you got two beautiful kids that give you good anxiety.
Oh yeah, that's right. You just have to look at them, and life is better.
Well, I
That's
know
why
mine.
people.
She came home yesterday.
Oh,
Man, oh Lord, I couldn't put it. Man, I had to take a moment and step away for a second, and come back.
yeah,
But yeah, it's a great thing. It can be good and bad. The yin yang going on with anxiety.
right.
Hopefully, we talk about a lot of bad because everybody knows the good stuff about the bad day. So, we'll talk about bad anxiety and how to get over bad anxiety and how to digest that and understand it and deal with it. That's really the key. To a successful life. Understanding, digesting, and processing. Once you can do that, you'll be all right. But
And
anyway, we
eating
got a
right.
great special guest.
Yeah, eating right.
Well, you are what you eat. What you put in, you put out. That's what they say. Whatever you put in your body is what you put out. So
That's right.
that's the old saying. What you put in is what you put out.
I
So
put
before
two
we go any
references.
further, I think
I put
we need to
two
go on.
references out there. The pesticides that we eat when we're young, right? If we're exposed to pesticides, it makes us less resilient to anxiety and stress. So that's been documented now. It's known stuff. So when you're young, even when you're older, having pesticides can lead to anxiety. Now you're making me anxious. Your whole screen went dark, and I'm the only one, and it says live, and the clock's ticking. So I must be like a fishbowl. We're like a fishbowl, and everyone can see us. Dr. Funk, are you still there? There we go.
Yeah, we're going to remove him because he needs to get in a stable spot. So
okay, does he know? Does he know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the screen is totally black, so we're just going to go ahead and proceed without him.
I'm glad you're producing in the background, because I'm thinking like, we're talking about anxiety. I'm getting anxious. It went dark.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
right.
Up there he is.
Right.
He came back.
All right.
Hold on, let me see. Dr. Funk.
Dr. Funk. Hello?
Can we get you to a stable environment, please?
Maybe he found the same spot he found last week. We got to make sure he doesn't choose the same spot.
Yeah, we got to get him to another area. He's causing me anxiety in the background here.
Yeah, we're getting anxiety here. Yeah.
That's our topic for tonight.
Yeah. Now, as long as he doesn't press the escape button or the nuclear button, and then we just kill the show. Don't do that.
Yeah, please don't do that again.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Funk, if you want to log back out and then log in, that'll probably be better, because your Wi-Fi is not. You're stuck. We can't hear you. Yeah.
It's not here. Yeah. All right.
We're gonna remove him from the screen. Right. Go ahead and log out and log back in, Dr. Funk. I'm going to kick you out the studio.
Yeah.
But go ahead, and what were you saying, Dr. Gordon?
I was saying that, depending on what kind of foods we eat, we can become more nervous or less tolerant to nervousness. And so, if we eat a lot of pesticides, right? When you're young, you don't have a choice. You eat what you're provided. And if you're providing someone a lot of pesticides, these kids didn't ask to be born. So oftentimes they ingest this stuff, and then they start developing differently. And I put some of those links onto the Facebook.
Oh, good.
Number one. And we also chose 2 songs tonight. One which is that was made famous by Benny King, Stand By Me. And Stand By Me it's so calming and reinforcing for marriage and love and commitment. They actually took some lines out of the Psalms.
Oh,
when they were putting that together that in the early 1900s. And it was this phrase. It was from gospel. Therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea. So that was something from the book of Psalms. And it was that was the history, and it was really transformative in the sense that how sometimes music, right? We also talked about the music of "You Raise Me Up," and Dr. Funk mentioned that. So we have these 2 songs. Now, if you sang the way you sing "You Raise Me Up," and it's superimposed on the "Stand By Me," that gets weird. But, or vice versa, right? Vice versa. Right. But, there's some people who are born to sing. They just know how to sing and entertain and sing.
Right.
I mean, you look at the time period of how people utilize music and hold on to that music and develop it. Music can really relieve anxiety. It has a calming effect, certain kinds.
Yes,
right? It has a certain reinforcing effect. And what's amazing about Benny King making that Stand By Me famous, the way he sang it, was that his wife, right, was like, they stayed married the whole time, like 5 decades or something. So it's always good when you can reference back and say, all right, he sang the song, he made it famous, and his life, he had a great life, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
When you can reference that, because we need those reference points. And how come some people who stand for so much good, when they fall, it affects us, right? Well, it turns out a lot of it has to do with pesticides and toxins. They got poisoned, actually. It wasn't that they didn't want to be good. They got poisoned. So now they're and that data and that research shows us that we've got to be careful. I mean, if someone hurts you, but then you realize they were poisoned because they did that, that changes your entire outlook.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
A lot of people are poisoned, and now we're starting to understand that they were poisoned when they're younger, and they got so poisoned now that when they're older, all it takes is a tipping point, a little trigger, and they turn from Mr. Jekyll to Dr. Hyde, or Dr. Hyde to it's like Jekyll and Hyde, right? They just transform. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We do have a video too that for the to promoting the brand tonight for Bailey's Coffee. That'll give us a push to the coffee, right?
Oh, well, that's nice. Morgan Bailey's coffee is amazing in the sense that I knew about that when he was still a kid, and I was a kid. We were both kids. Yeah.
Well, let's play the video, and then we're going to introduce our guest.
Great, wonderful.
Cut. All right, let's take it again. Cut it.
I have what you need.
Love at first sip. Every time.
Wow. That was wonderful.
Yeah, that's my good buddy, Oba Babatunde. Really great friend of mine. He did that for me, man. He's an amazing actor. Hopefully we'll have him on the show soon. But yeah, you're listening to Dr. Gordon Chiu and Daniel Morgan on The Secret Chord. We're talking about anxiety and how it affects the body and spirit, and we're taking the Bible and bringing it to fruition in our daily lives. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We've got a great show for you this afternoon. We've got a great special guest, Petri Byrd. You may know his full name is Petri Hawkins Byrd. I give you his full government name. And you may know him from Here Comes Judge Judy. And he's the bailiff, and he'll be here in a moment just to shed a little light and love and a little perspective on his anxieties that goes on in his daily life. Giving you a human side, which is very rare to find by actors and actresses, because we all suffer from anxiety. They are a superhero we see on TV, but they are very fragile, just like us. So, without further ado, if he's ready, Ebony, is he ready? We'd like to have him on.
Wow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Byrd.
Yo, what's up?
Ding, 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 ding.
How goes it?
Let me take my glasses off so I can see you. You're looking good, man.
I'm all right for an old man.
How you feel, brother? Yeah. Well, you're looking good, man. You're looking real good, man. I'm glad to be you're on there.
I feel with these, man. That's how I feel.
And usually it has green in between it, right?
Yeah, right.
That make it feel real good. That make it feel real good.
Okay, all right. That's it. From your mouth to God's ear. I'll take that.
We just want to say we're happy to have you on the show, man. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know you got a lot of things going on right now, man.
How come nobody sent me the memo, man? What's up with the hair?
Well, I get
mine cut, man, and everybody here is sporting fros and curly curly fries. What's up with that?
Hey, man. Hey, look. This is called. That thing they call what is it called? Green grow. The thing that you put on the seed you put on there. I put that on there last night, and this would happen. So. I literally looked. This
Miracle Grow. Is that it?
Yeah, Miracle Grow. That's exactly it. And look, it's all fluffy and everything, man.
Shameless plug.
Well, Daniel, Mr. Byrd, Daniel really enjoyed this hair. I started this over in Asia, where I talk about some topics, right, about wellness. And did you know stuff that you need to wear a neck brace for, and actually instead of a helmet wouldn't look so nice. So I put on this wig, and then Daniel said, "Oh, he wants to do that too." So we borrowed it from there and brought it over to the United States.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So this is not called a wig. This is called crown, man. This is the crown.
All right.
I got a crown on my head, man.
I get it. Well, we have a name for it in my neighborhood. It's Chia.
Oh man.
Okay,
Let me see.
around Christmas time, you guys would be awesomely popular at like Walgreens. So
We have to like this. Welcome to Walgreens. You know.
that's right. That's right. Would you like a Dr. Funk or a Dr. Gordon Chia Pet?
Oh, man.
No, thank you. I'll just take the orange marmalade. So.
Right. Yeah. I just take a little bit of side. I just take a side of either end.
Oftentimes, if we can take it light with science, right, and laugh about it, it makes it a lot better. And tonight we talked about with anxiety. Did you know that when you're young, you can set up your anxiety just by eating the wrong kinds of foods laden with pesticides? Scientists have found that if you eat a lot of pesticides, your ability to counter stress and anxiety is massively reduced. And then all it takes, and you get to your adult life, is something that sets it off. And then it could be the same event, but your perspective of tolerating it is greatly reduced. Now, on the counter side, now we know something that affects it. On the counter side, music actually can be very restorative. The right kinds of lyrics and the right kind of music can be very calming and transformative. Gospel has been found as one of them in certain instrumentals, but even the song "Stand By Me" has been shown to indicate when people have doubts about love and certainty. And if you look at the history of how that song was written, some of the lines were taken from Psalms in the Bible, and that is very mysterious when you start looking at the science of what drives certain things that work. But then I got questions for you guys in the music industry. A song like "You Raise Me Up" is something that Dr. Funk Daniel brought up, right? Which is also very restorative. But if you took "You Raise Me Up," the way you sing it, and you applied it to "Stand By Me," and you swapped them, the way you're going to sing them, right? And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. How is it that it works like that? What is that? Maybe it's too deep. What is it? The singing style. Why does the singing style make it work so well? Because if I listen to "Stand By Me," the way he sang that, right? That's not like really calming, right? But it was like, Benny King sang it like the way he sang it, and yet people gravitated to it.
I look at "Stand By Me" as more of an anthem type of song, and so I think what it does is it encourages you to look at your life, if you will, and say, hey, there's somebody with me. Everybody likes to feel, especially during times of anxiety and worry, they like to feel that there's somebody with them, and I think that the anthem or the theme of "Stand By Me" is that if the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry. I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And in that regard, I think the writer was talking about God. I don't think the writer was necessarily talking about, you get to the point where it says, well, darling. So, so it's obviously to a human being, but I think to most people, they think, hey, listen, when you're talking about mountains crumbling and stars falling and all of this and the whole world going to hell in a handbasket, but you're going to be with me, I'm hoping that there's somebody bigger than all that stuff that's going to be with me, ultimately. And I think that's what caused that song to help alleviate, some anxiety in people.
So we called it the Secret Chord Show because we have a lot of these secrets that we're unleashing. And the third secret is that when you sing a song and use vibrato and you use those vibrations, you actually feel it, and your cells actually hear you sing it to yourself. It can be in the shower, you can be in the ocean. It doesn't have to sound great to the audience, but if you're singing it to yourself, you can actually heal certain organs. You can heal your liver, sing to your liver. When you think about moving your thumb, you don't think about moving your thumb. When you're driving home, you just drive home. But if you actually thought about something, sometimes you think about a word when you're spelling, so that doesn't look right. Because the last time you thought about it was a long, long time ago. When you were still in school or grade school or something. But if you think about moving your thumb, you're actually connecting to all those cells in your thumb. So when you sing to it, though, and you use imagery, that's where the healing is. Now, not everybody's going to believe this, but at the same time, the science now is pointing 100% to stuff like this because, it's not about just taking pills. It's looking at fundamentals of why does the thumb listen to you when you raise your thumb. Working with music, the right kinds of lyrics, and utilizing that healing, and you express that to this is what's amazing is that I think a lot of doctors and scientists don't talk about music is because they can't sing, right? So then, the moment you start talking about music, right, and then moving, but we've gotten to a point where if we're not communicating with ourselves, we're totally lost. Oh, there you go, the thumb, right?
What did you say?
Right.
Oh, my thumb says that it has to do with memory. No, go speak for yourself.
I was just saying that I think that it's all about memory. And sometimes memory is like, when I hear a command from him, I'm thinking in myself, oh, that's automatic because that is like a reflex.
Oh, that's very good. And I like the way you spoke up for yourself.
Thank you.
All right, you can go now.
So that's
All right. Okay, so that
Yeah.
I gotta hand it to him. Anyway.
Right. Right. And the body, there are some diseases. There are some diseases that you can lose control, that your cells may not listen to you anymore. And your thumb starts acting on its own. That's called dysautonomia, where your central nervous system, the brain, tells your body to do certain things and it doesn't do it. Restless leg syndrome is another one where you're sleeping and your legs are running, they're moving. You can't sleep because and then loss of muscle control, where you're twitching everywhere. We've all had twitches every now and then, but imagine if your quadricep and your gluteus maximus were twitching, without you telling it to twitch, right? Those are real diseases.
Wait. My leg and my ass?
Right.
We gonna have a problem. Usually that's called a good time. Yeah.
If your hand starts moving, touching things that you're not supposed to, that can get you in trouble, right? And it has nothing to do with your mind.
Unless you're at the club, it might make you $1,000 during the course of the meeting.
Right.
Oh my God. Oh
I'm
my
sorry,
God. I forgot to put
Sure.
comedian. I forgot to put comedian next to writer and actor. He's actually a comedian too.
Yes.
Byrd
I've
is
been
a true comedian.
I've been saving all this up next to Judge Judy all these years. So please allow for
I love this. You have to laugh. If you don't laugh about these things, they're so deep and so heavy on us that we got to laugh about them. That way we can understand and embrace it, as opposed to shun it and say it doesn't exist, right? Yeah. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think we talked about that last week. Music. Whenever like when people are sick or dementia or things like that, it actually works too for the aid. Like when I was dealing with my godfather, and he was suffering with dementia, I would turn to music, and it would actually give me more patience to deal with him. To not deal with him, but to assist him, and in caring for him. But with no music, man, and you just have the sound of a raspy voice that's always violent. A violent voice, because a lot of people with dementia, they feel fearful. They're frightened because they don't know. And so they get upset and they get nervous and they forget things and get pissed with themselves and they take it out on you. But when you have the music and it's playing, they start humming, they start singing, then they start smiling, they start dancing, and they start interacting, and some of those old memories come back. So yeah, music is the key to life, food and music, and socialization, is the key to life. And I think that we stripped it out of the school system, right? We stripped music out of the school system. We stripped live concerts now. We're basically stripping our what's the word? Our the natural day things. They're stripping it away from us.
That's
They're
right.
not gonna strip it from me, but and I think
You
that
gotta stand up
I
for it,
think
right?
when we go back to those places, we find it's almost like a luxury now. You know what I mean? It's like a luxury to have it. Because it's not normal, not anymore. You know.
I tell you, to be perfectly honest with you, man, I have never uh, found myself calmed by, you know, quadrilateral equations or scientific hypotheses and stuff like that. I have never found myself calmed by that, but I have found myself calmed by, don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about
There you
a
go.
thing.
Mama, I be saying, didn't we?
Now, come on now. So music, what is it? Music have charms that soothe the savage breast, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I'll be honest with you. I can always think of a song that can bring me down, that can calm my spirit. I've never been able to do that, through any other medium, and I'm sure that there are other artistic
Yeah. Yeah.
endeavors that cause you to, you know, to calm down. But no, all of us know a whole bunch of tunes, and a whole bunch of songs that spoke to our lives and speak to our memories and and all we have to do, even in our most confusing times, uh, I understand that they're making great headway with Alzheimer's patients in regards to music, because
Yes.
it doesn't matter whether they remember who the person is that's talking to them, or they forget who their daughter's name or their granddaughter's name. But if you start a song, I guarantee you, most Alzheimer's patients, that song has played enough in their heart and in their spirit and in their minds that they will never forget it. Even if it's just the tune as opposed to words. Some music.
They'll forget your name.
That's right. But if you go dun 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 dun, I guarantee you, every Alzheimer patient will go dun 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 dun.
Right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I got a question. So this is geared to you, Byrd. I know that you had a successful run with Judge Judy. You're moving on into the next chapter of your life. How do you feel now that you're stepping away from the Judge Judy show, moving into this next movement in life? How do you feel? What's that?
The theme of this show applies major league in terms of, because listen, quite honestly, I'm 63 years old, and I've been working since I was, oh my God, since I was like 13. I used to go out and hustle and watch I was born and raised in Brooklyn, and I used to wash the hustlers' cars on the weekend. That's how I would make my money. So so for 50 years, I've been working, and after 25 years of doing Judge Judy, one day you find yourself not employed, and then you start thinking, I started thinking like, well, okay, where do I go from here? Where, okay, 1 week, 2 weeks goes by, you're like, yeah, okay, no problem. You find plenty of things to do. I was telling you, Dr. Funk, that, I find myself in a situation with my wife she developed a brain tumor, and she had brain surgery on April 16th. Since April 16th, she has been in rehab to reacquaint her left side of her brain with her right side physically, and with her speech center and things of that nature. And then she had to go through 6 weeks of radiation and chemotherapy. Okay. And it's been challenging, you know, but my biggest anxiety came in the mornings thinking, okay, what am I going to do this week? You know, where's my paycheck coming from this week? You know, and you know, and no matter what you try to tell yourself, you know, there's still that subconscious level anxiety that continues to gnaw at you. You know, you can't, you know, it's like having that, what they call those earworms, the tune that keeps playing in your head over and over and over again. And you try to switch it, you try to get another song going, and it goes right back to that song, and it keeps playing that song until your conscious or your subconscious is satisfied that, look, we played this song ad nauseum and now it's over. You know, well, that's the way that anxiety hits you. It's like, you know, I would lay there, I would pray, I would do deep breathing exercises, you know, to try to alleviate the anxiety that came with not knowing what I'm going to do. And then I was reminded of a scripture. I think it's Matthew 6:27, where it says, "Who can add 1 hour to his life by worrying?" You know, and all of a sudden that became my mantra. You know, it's like, wait a minute, you know, God feeds the birds of the air, and they don't sow, and they don't farm, they don't make up the food that they eat. You know, it's just provided for them. And the lilies of the field, which are beautiful, as you know, their raiment is as beautiful as anything that King Solomon ever wore. But the word said, Jesus said, they're here today and thrown into the fire tomorrow. You know, yet God provides for them, provides that beautiful raiment that they wear. You know, and they fulfill whatever their purpose is in this world. You know, if their purpose is just to be there and be beautiful, lilies of the field do that, you know, in spades. So it's like, well, if he does that for the birds of the air and the lilies of the field, what more will he do for you? And you're his creation. You know, you're his crowning glory. You know, and so I had to be reminded of that. And when I was, it was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. You know, and he stood by me. You know, he continues to stand by me. You know, so I'm sorry. I don't not wise conversation, man. You know, but that's, you know, that's kind of where my head is at lately.
Yeah, I think it's funny how you say it, though. You brought the whole biblical sense into it, and then you circle back about you waking up in the morning thinking about what I'm going to do, because you never had to do it for 25 years. You know exactly what you had to do, where you had to be, what you had to go on, and then you got that freedom. It was like, what the hell is going on? You actually took a breath. Yeah. You actually took a breath. That's exactly what happened. And it was foreign to you. You took a deep breath. You're like, holy shit, I'm breathing.
Wait a minute, what is that, air? That oxygen?
Right. I can take a deep breath. I don't have to put on this suit no more. I got to put on this belt no more. Put those shoes on. Check in. Make sure my mic is good. Everybody look at people blotting my face, making sure I'm good. Camera light ready. Okay, I'm ready. All right. You didn't have to do that no more. So you had to take a breath, and it was new. It was fresh. It was scary. Yeah. It was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm fucking breathing? Holy shit. I know the feeling. But it's funny because when I'm doing my music, right? I have walking music. I don't know if you have walking music, but I have walking music. When I'm going to the stage, I have walking music. And usually my music is either I've been working by the Isley Brothers. What's the other?
Got it.
Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith.
Right.
It was the other one. The newest one was Bruno Mars. 24 Karat Magic.
Oh boy! All
I
right.
walked to that one and I was like, okay, yeah, that brought me up because it brings it brings me up. You know what I mean? So I have walking music, and sometimes I have to do it even now. You know, I'm not even on stage. And sometimes I just have some walking music. I just turn my cell phone on, put it in my back pocket, and just walk with some music, man, and get myself in tune. You know, sometimes you're out of whack. You know, and you need to get you back on track. So yeah, I do that sometimes. You know, yeah. I don't know if it would shoot. I know Doc does that. Do you do that, Doc? Do you watch your music sometime?
No, I got what Byrd was saying about the quadratic equations. I got those things going on in my head, right? Yeah, but I also have Romans 8:31, right? When God is for us, who can be against us, right? Right? Yeah,
That's
right.
right.
So
That's right.
I changed it because it actually says, it actually writes if God is for us, but we're all Christians. Why do we say that? Why do we say if God? Why is it if? It's when God is for us, right? God is for us, right?
Very good. That's right.
Right. Yeah.
That's
right. So it's like, could you look at it from a perspective of you're a free man now? You have an open canvas. You still have so many years to go, right? 40, 50, 60 years from 63 is not unheard of. People live to that age. But now with technology, with science, if you knew that eating corn, which is a fact, by the way, if you eat corn, when you've got some anxiety going on, it will make it worse. No kidding. If you eat corn.
Wait. If I eat corn, it'll make it worse?
It'll make it worse.
Baby, put that cornbread down. No, I can't. No.
Yeah.
I knew it was something. No popcorn either.
So corn, potato.
Nothing with corn.
Yo, give me the list, man, because
You want the list, right? Now you want my number, right? Now
No. Last night, this is no lie, man. This is no lie. Last night I was munching on corn chips. You got me dead to rights. Okay, no more corn chips tonight.
So what happens is you eat the corn chips, and you'll feel there. A couple of things will happen for the guest listening. You'll start feeling pain. You'll start noticing that something hurts, right? That something always is hurting.
What about soda? What about soda?
Not from a ranking perspective. It's not as bad as corn. Corn and potatoes are the worst, absolute worst. And it doesn't matter if it's organic, Okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's organic, right? That car will do you better than the corn and the potatoes.
Baby, bring my cigar.
David, bring me a match.
Isn't that shocking, right? It's so shocking. Now, corn.
This is pretty shocking, man.
Yeah, you think is right. So corn is a pro-inflammatory. That's what it is. So it causes everything to be more inflamed.
Wow.
And if you're more inflamed, let's say you got shoulder pain and it's more inflamed, how's that going to be, right? If you got tension or worries, that's inflammation. More inflammation would make it worse. It's your perspective of looking at it. Now, potatoes grow under the ground, right? People know that potatoes are under the ground. They tend to pick up a lot of pesticides and toxins, right? But they're also part of something called the Solanaceae family, which is nightshades. And nightshades also cause inflammation. And, so if you can avoid those when things aren't going so right, it'll be slightly better, all right? Now, if you take it with the soda, it makes it, sugar just is like adding fuel to the fire, right? So that just makes it worse. But if you have the sugar, but you at least avoided the corn and the potatoes during the time, now when they're fried in oil, that makes it multiply worse and worse. Why? Because your liver, it's more for the liver to process. And if the oil is actually rancid, so that means like spoiled corn chips, it's like a little bit nasty corn chips, right? It's expired. It was expired last year. That's fine. I'll eat the corn chip. You eat that, right? You will now, like the things between your ears. You could have scripture. You could have gospel. God help you, because you're not listening. Everything is now, the communication lines are broken.
So boys and girls,
that's true. That's absolutely true.
This is the abject lesson here, boys and girls. Do not at night, if you're worried about something, decide that you're going to have some fried corn with sugar on top of it and a soda that was dipped in oil. And make sure that the date.
That's right. That's why I'm saying that price and the stuff, because it's like, but
I'm up at night.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you guys, I just had some sweet corn and a plate of potatoes.
Oh boy. You
sitting there all freaked out. You sitting there all freaked out like
I'm totally inflamed. I am done.
Right.
I just had to put my 2 cents in. Okay, bye.
Everybody said I had to throw that in there.
That was wonderful. Yeah. Man. So you did stuff you've never heard before? You never heard of this?
No, man.
Really? Well, the quadratic equations eventually lead you down that path. You start finding things, right?
Buddy?
I had some bad Doritos a couple of nights ago, and I was pissed, man. I was so pissed. I'm kidding you not. And my TV, something happened, and the thing started reloading. You know, it reloads.
Yeah.
You know how Frontier reloads sometime in the middle of a show, it just shuts down and reload. Man, I was so pissed. I almost threw the remote control at the TV that I thought about. I said, "Is it worth cracking a couple of $1,000 TV?" Nah, I'm all right. I'm gonna go sit on the balcony for a while. So I came out and got some fresh air, man. But I was still pissed off because it was a good show, but the Doritos was really bad. They were expired. They taste kind of funny. They were them ranch Doritos. Oh, man. But I ate them. Again, I was pissed.
Again, corn. You got that corn going, right?
Right.
I'm changed up. Look. Wait. Dr. Gordon. So what about peanut butter pretzels, man? Come on.
So, if you wanted the list, right, that's when it gets complicated, right? So down the list comes wheat, all right, and also peanuts, right? Those are all things that affect us. Right. There are people, there are entire populations that have been documented that when they had corn, that they weren't able to absorb their vitamins, the vitamin B specifically. Oh, wow. Right. So there is a double disease. American Indians had that. Right. Then you look at peanuts, you got people with peanut allergies, wheat allergies. So if you go down the list of things, right, you start realizing if you're going to have a situation that's going to be a little bit, up and down with amplitude, right? Most people would look at life and say, if we repainted the scenario, and instead of the show ending, instead of that, we repainted the scenario and said, you can retire now. We're going to give you a massive celebration. You'd be like, oh, this is wonderful, right? It's all a matter of perspective. Can you change that perspective so that, yes, something has happened that is negative, but why are you spending more hours after it, right? Say someone cuts you in the line. They cut you in the line. It already happened. But if you spend the next 10 hours thinking about it, now now you're hurting yourself, right? Now you're like, if you lost $10, why would you throw $100 after why would you give the guy who took your $10? Here's another 100, right? You don't want to do that, right? You want to turn the situation around and say, all right, I'm not going to spend another minute on this negativity, and I'm going to spend it on myself. Now is the time when you can spend time with your wife. You can spend time with yourself, right? Because you don't have nobody. No, you're a free man. Now, I've run into that situation myself with grants or other things with research. They ended the project. That was the best thing that ever happened to me, because when they ended the project, so you don't want it anymore, they threw it away in the garbage can, and I picked it back up, and I worked on it. It was worth 10,000 times the value, but it's now mine because they threw it away. So if I wasn't thinking right, I would probably what would the first thing you do? You start looking for other jobs. You start looking for things to shackle yourself, to bond yourself to something. But can you look at it instead as freedom? If you can do that, right. Then you've changed your perspective. The events haven't changed, but it's your outlook on the situation has changed. Don't look at it as a quadratic equation. Look at it just in terms of X and Y's, right? And you can look at that and say, I'll be fine. Because we'll all be fine, just like you described, the birds and all those things, except that we have free will. If you didn't have your anxiety, maybe Dr. Funk here wouldn't have called you to put you on the anxiety show, and we put you on the other show, a different topic. It wouldn't have brought something out from you, and now you've left the legacy.
And
I didn't know that. I didn't.
I would have never known. I would have never known how to do this. Throw out all the corn. All the corn.
Anything with corn on it. Anything with COR on it.
Now, you have to have corn, right? People who have to have corn.
Corn oil.
Yeah, if you have to have corn and you have 2 bags of chips, right? One says July 31st, right? It's going to expire. And the other one says October. Buy the October one, right? Because you don't want the oil to be spoiled on the corn. If you're going to have corn, you got to make sure it's not rancid. Now, rancidity, which is spoiled oil, people think, all right, it's either spoiled or it's not. But actually, it doesn't work that way. It's a percentage of spoilage. So the closer it is to the expiration date, the more you got it is spoiled. So it's the percentage. You take in a larger percentage, you're not going to be thinking right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I got a question. And I got a question for you, Byrd.
Yes, sir.
What is your next thing?
Man.
What do you want to see? What do you want to see? I know you want your wife to get better. That's a given. I know you want to stay healthy.
Yeah,
I know that's a given. What is the next thing that Byrd in all capital letters is looking to do? Where are you headed?
Well, right now, I'm looking to try to do my own mediation show. I've been blessed with an ability to be able to kind of help people through their stuff,
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older, I talk more, but I also listen more, and I think that people are looking for folks to lend an ear to their situations and to their circumstances, and so that is something I want to do. I've sat at the foot of the master, if you will, for 25 years, and like I told you before, Dr. Funk, when you're early in the game, you wanna ride in the Batmobile. Well, after you come of age, you want to drive the Batmobile. And then you want to own the Batmobile. So
That's right.
I'm in that mood right now. I'm also auditioning for commercials and voiceover work. So I'm pretty much I'm on that other side of the hill. The one where you just kind of you're actually careening down at excessive speeds, but you feel like you're coasting, and that's right. That's what I want to do at this point. I want to pretty much coast. I'm not looking to climb the hill at this point in my life. So
no, I think you put enough nuggets, gold nuggets in the cap, man. That your crowd is full. You need to start letting some of that go. So I applaud you in wanting to.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, you're an awesome man. And as a friend, and Aurora's got a great God uncle. You're awesome, man. We can't wait for her to be able to talk to you. But I wanted to tell you, well, where can they find you, Bird? Let's wrap it up. Where can they find you, Bird? Somebody want to get in touch with you and talk to
All
you.
right. So on Instagram, it's Bird the Bailiff. I don't know how much longer that's going to be there, but Bird the Bailiff on Instagram and Twitter. On Facebook, you can find me at. All right. There's a few things. You can go to Bonding with Bird. Bond.
Yeah, tell us about your show. Tell us about your show real quick. Give us a little. And wait a minute, hold on. Ebony, wait, hold on a second. Ebony, do you have a clip? Ebony?
Latita, honey, I'm home. I don't smell nothing cooking, so somebody got a lot of splitting to do.
Wow.
Yay! Those daggone chips and the popcorn.
Popcorn, right? So if that left you in a state of confusion, folks. so here's the deal. My wife, who is a very, very wonderful, charming person, very energetic and everything. She's the light of my life, and we during the pandemic. We just started talking to each other a lot and recording a lot of our conversations and a lot of situations we found ourselves in, a lot of our travels and stuff like that. And we decided to create a show called Bonding with Bird. So every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or Pacific Daylight Time. I don't know how they do that, but at 6 p.m. in California and 9 p.m. on the East Coast, we come on for an hour. We discuss hot topics. We have segments, one called Thinking Tuesday, in which I pose some bizarre question along the line of, if they call an orange an orange, why don't they call a banana a yellow? And so it's thought-provoking stuff like that keeps our audience coming back. but yeah, every week for an hour, we have a little show that and a lot of people kind of affiliate us with like Gracie Allen and George Burns or Ricky Ricardo and Lucy. My wife is 27 years my junior. And so that makes for some fun times. A lot of times I have no idea what she's talking about, and she surely doesn't have any idea what I'm talking about. If I mention a black and white movie, she's like, I don't understand black and white movies. They didn't have no color film.
Right. She don't understand what listening to the radio for
So we're on
sports.
Yeah, that's right. So we're on YouTube, and like I said, you can catch us every Tuesday. Come in, like, comment, subscribe. That's what I was told to tell you to do. I have no idea what it does, but yeah.
Well, Bird, we appreciate you, man. Do you want to leave them with anything, man? Any words of wisdom?
Any words of wisdom?
Can you sing?
Yeah, you got 63 years in here now. You got some wisdom somewhere.
Can we get Bird to sing the Stand By Me? A couple lines? We should all sing together.
And the night has come, and the land is dark, and the moon is the only light you see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Wow.
Well, in the sky we should look apart. Hey, should tumble and fall, and the mountains
The
should
mountains
crumble
will
to the
crumble
sea.
to the sea. Yeah, that's it,
Word,
man.
man,
That's it. No,
you're
listen,
awesome.
if you want to leave him with anything, know that God is standing by you. He has promised
That's
to
right.
never
There you
leave
go.
you nor forsake you.
There you
And
right.
in the times when
That's
you least think he's there and you least think he cares, God will show you himself. He will reveal himself to you. All you have to do
That's right.
is ask. All you have to do is ask.
That's right. That's
So
right.
I'm gonna leave you
Well,
guys.
Byrd, we're pretty.
You know, you got just like the corn, right? You know, if you want to communicate with yourselves, you got to use a lot of vibrato. So when you sing to yourself, you got to do "When the night has come and the land is dark."
Yeah, that's the Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Like, apply the vibrato, like a lot of vibrato, like load it on, right? And let the cells, right, feel the vibrations. And when you do that in the shower, right, or it's when no one's looking, and if you do that in public, right, make sure you have your AirPods on, right? That way they think you're talking on the phone with someone, right? But when you do that, you can communicate with the cells, get them all aligned, right? It's powerful. Use the vibrato.
Because you're mine, I walk the line. Anyway.
Right.
I did it my way. Anyway,
well, thanks
we
for
appreciate you, man.
fellas. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being on.
I'm glad we put a little light in each other's hearts today, so I appreciate you, man. We love you, and you can find Byrd one more time, Byrd, where we can find you.
Byrd the Bailiff on IG and Twitter. Thank you very much.
There we go.
She is so helpful. She is so wonderful. What a wonderful producer. And
thank you, Byrd.
There she is. Yes, she is. See, you should just have her face like over in the corner during the whole show.
Like
you know
this.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
just in case they get tired of looking at us, they can look at somebody really.
She's in the corner, and we're sending.
She's in my corner, and
wife.
she's standing by me.
Right, we're sending prayers to your wife as well.
Absolutely,
she's gonna be well.
Absolutely.
Thank you. This T-shirt. This T-shirt is hers. Her family calls her Little Miss Sunshine, and they created these T-shirts. It says Team Makita down there, and they created these T-shirts, as a sign of solidarity and support for her. She has donated the money from the T-shirts to Cedar Sinai's neurological center, and she's doing wonderful. Listen, here's the deal. Go to Bonding with Byrd. You will see her. You will see her at her best, at her latest. She's my hero. She's my shero.
Can we still buy the shirts? Are the shirts?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Is it in your link tree on your Instagram?
Yes, it should be. If not, I can get it to you, and you can, So, all right.
Do that thing that's 20 years younger than Byrd. Do the thing on the internet that's 20 years younger than Byrd.
And then just give me the information. That's fine.
Okay, sweetie. All right,
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Thank
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And they make lovely.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
and listen, yellow is your color. I promise you.
Exactly. Period.
All right, y'all.
Well, all right. We want to say we're gonna sign. We love you, Byrd. Peace and blessings, brother. Well, that was an amazing show with Byrd, man. Byrd is the word, man. Byrd is so awesome, and we've been friends now for maybe almost 5 years now. We've been friends, and every time I get on the phone with him, we just laugh, and I mean we're on the phone. We call for 2 minutes and we're on the phone for 2 hours. It is crazy. We can't get off the phone. He's an amazing guy, and I love him so much. And prayers up to his wife and his family, in this time. And I know she'll pull through. But tonight, I hope you guys enjoyed
What's
yourselves.
the topic for
This
next
is a Secret
week,
Chord show.
guys? What's the topic for next week?
Oh yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see. We talked about
1 minute, Harry.
fatigue. We talked
We're
about
past.
anxiety. Let's talk about a pain. Let's talk about an ache. What about that, Doc?
Sure. Absolutely.
Let's talk about headaches. Let's talk
Okay.
about headaches.
So physical pain, huh?
And if
Physical.
anybody, yeah,
All right.
physical pain.
Physical.
And then let's our viewers that are out there, if they have any comments or ideas for subjects for the show, send it in. Send it to Ebony. Put
At
it
the
in.
secret chord show at gmail.com. The secret chord show at gmail.com.
Send it in. We'll look at it. We'll get it up, and we want to see you at that show. Don't tell us that they're going subject and you're not at the show.
Right.
So we'll be watching. And we love you. Peace, blessings, and chicken grease. And thank you, Doc. Thank you, Ebony. I love you. We love you. And y'all have a great afternoon.
All right.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.